Hi everybody, it's your boy SUEMAI. Welcome to another episode of More Than Just a Game. For those that have been tuning in the last 10 to 12 weeks, our heart and our message is about engaging people where they're at, equipping them with tools, and also that they would leave feeling empowered. And we've been very blessed to have some amazing people come on and share their story of success, but also share their story from their journey and how to become successful and how they were able to get through tough times in their lives. And tonight, we are very blessed to have a special guest of us. He's a friend. We've been journeying for a long time. He's been part of Ainama's journey. His name is SUEMAI. He's the director of Charis Mentoring, also former Manu Samoa player. And, he was a founding member of Ainama when we first started too. And, he's doing great work in the community. And tonight he's going to be on the show with us. He's going to share his story. He's going to share some encouragements around, what's happening right now and how we can, deal with it or how we can get through it. And so, lots of wisdom. And so make sure you have your pens and paper ready. It's going to be awesome. And you're not going to leave the same way you logged in. All right. So sit back and let's go. Hey, everybody. It's your boy SUEMAI. Welcome to another week of More Than Just a Game. And, everything that we do on this podcast is about engaging, equipping, and empowering. And so for everybody that's watching right now, young person and families, tonight you're in for a treat. Okay, you're in for a treat because we're here, one of Melbourne's finest sons, in work of community, but also, in life. And this man is a champion. He's a friend, not just a friend, but a very dear brother. We've done many seasons together. And, we're just so grateful to have him here with us. He's a director of Charis Mentoring, former Manu Samoa player, coach, everything, great dancer, great singer, great cook, Scotch Deluxe, all the way from Melbourne. Tia SUEMAI, welcome also to More Than Just a Game. How are you, brother?
Thank you, brother. Thank you for the awesome introduction. Awesome to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
No, it's a no-brainer to have you on, and I know that we've been building up to this in the last 6 weeks, and we know unfortunately, in light of the tragic events that happened last week, God just really just highlighted even more the importance of having you on board for this podcast, especially with the work that you're already currently doing with your organization in bridging the gap with our youth and community. So, we are so blessed to have you here, so awesome to have you. I've known, for those that watch, I've known you for many years. We played together at North Harbour, and I remember this one time that it was raining at Albany Stadium, and I was standing there, and there was no one else, but Tia had a car. He didn't even know me, but he invited me into his car so that I don't get wet. I had hair back then, and said my hair wouldn't get messy. But that's just the heart of Tia. For those that are watching, he might not even know you or anything, but when he encounters you, when he engages you, he treats you like he's known you for years. And it's amazing that even after all those years, we ended up working together through bridging works, and then also our best years working together as Melbourne Rebels development officers, doing the hard yards there, and it's been an awesome journey.
Definitely, brother, and every journey with you has been a blessing, bro. And I guess to see you grow, and also to have that time in the seasons together, I really cherish them. Yeah, bro.
No, thank you, Tia. Like I always say, my public speaking was always a fear of mine. But when I used to see Tia engage all those schools and speak in front of these big audiences, it really encouraged me also, and it's definitely helped me in my journey. And I'm not just saying that, I'm saying that because that's from the heart. And thank you, brother. And it's awesome that we can, after all these years, you're doing amazing things with Taua and Charis Mentoring, and we're doing our stuff with Ainama. In fact, this is a fact for everybody watching. Okay, so when we started Ainama, Tia is a founding director and founding member of Ainama. And so, a lot of those seeds that he laid back then are growing now into fruits of what we're having and what we do. So we will never forget that to also always be grateful. Also, before we get into our questions, and then there was everybody that knows when they come on my podcast or want to send podcast, we always have some funny questions at the beginning. Just to get the vibes. It's like when you're a DJ, right? When you're a DJ and you're feeling the crowd, you got to feel the crowd, and then when you feel the crowd, you're able to play the different types of songs. Like I wouldn't see a crowd and they're dancing Running Man, and I play country songs, And so, these questions are just going to help us to build that vibe. And I've got 3 of them. All right. So the first one is this. So the first question is, I know that you're action. I know you love action movies. And growing up, back in our day, there was some big action heroes. 1, Sylvester Stallone. All right, Sylvester Stallone. 2, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hey, everybody always, says that saying, like get down to the chopper. And all that, and then there was Dolph Lundgren. All right. Now the question is, if you had the choice of being any of those action heroes, which one would you be and why?
Can I be random and break protocol?
Yeah, you can. There's no protocol here. Just go hard.
Well, the one I'll pick is the legend Jet Li.
Oh,
the one extra hero that will be.
I like Jet Li. What was his name? Wong Fei Hong.
Wong Fei Hong, Fei Wong Hong.
The man, Jet Li's the man. I love that, Jet Li. Why would you pick Jet Li?
Man, obviously, his movies, his stories, but just his action, even as a young kid, we like somebody, you look at the history, and at a young age, he already mastered all the different other elements in his discipline. But in his movies, I still haven't seen anyone close to his style. Yeah. Man, besides the legendary Bruce Lee, he's number 1, but I like Jet Li. Yeah.
I mean, I like his hairstyle as Wong Fei Hong. I think that if I grow my hair, because I only can grow from back. Yeah. I'll definitely have the Wong Fei Hong style. But awesome, Tia. Our next question is, I remember this one time also. I remember back in the day when we used to do Ainam in the garage, and we had some of the boys. For those of you who don't know, we used to run Friday night mentoring called In the Grid, and Tia played a major part in that, in engaging our athletes. And there was one night where we had I think it was a dance competition. And then the boys, some of the boys got up and did their cool crumping and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, the garage door opened up automatically. And then this smoke came in and the lights went off. And then the lights went back on again. And then Tia broke it down and showed them the ways. So Tia, man, honestly, I still have that in my mind right now, and I've been trying to practice, but, can't do it. Can you tell us those famous moves also, those famous dance moves, just for the viewers?
I don't know if I can tell it, but I can just give a little demo,
he's loud,
That's all I can do when I'm sitting down, I do. Hey, come on, brother. I can't do it the first.
Even just sitting down and just doing that thing there, man, that still beats the new school rules.
I'm basic.
And then our last question, Tia, for a lot of our, especially going to the young men out there who are watching, being a father yourself, being a great husband, these young men that are watching, and even some of the husbands that are watching, again, just advice on, when you're cooking for someone that you love, like your wife or maybe your girlfriend, whoever is watching, what are the main things to focus on when you're cooking a meal? And what is your favorite meal that you cook for your wife?
Her favorite meal cooked for my wife will be a bacon and egg pie.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it starts with what does she like? You got to know her. Yes. And she really likes the bacon and egg pie done in a certain way. So you got to get the right ingredients, get the right pastry. Even get the right cooking utensils and all that, because you want to do a good job. It's your wife, people, someone that you love. So, for me, making sure that I've got all the right equipment, I've got the right ingredients. And then after you do it a couple of times, then you can kind of like, okay, I can change it up and all that, and still the same outcome, you know. That it's that smile when she bites into the bacon egg pie, she give you that smile. Oh, world peace.
Oh man! See, everybody, you heard firsthand from Mr. Suave himself. You know the ways to, you know, your wife's heart for those young men who are going to be husbands one day. You know, important advice there from the man himself. Tia, thank you for answering those warm-up questions. Everybody, give him a clap. For those that are watching, give him a clap, everybody. All right. Okay. Now, this is next segment is about getting to know you. And I've explained at the beginning in regards to a little bit about your rugby career, a little bit about what you're doing as in your passions. But this one here is more about the audience getting to know who is Tia SUEMAI, background, where you grew up, schooling years. I know you went to a famous school out south, and family, and then also rugby, because I know that you have an amazing story around your rugby career. So Tia, give us a little bit of a background into who is Tia SUEMAI.
Thanks, brother. Can I start off by saying, Talafalava Malolele. My full name is Tia Imalie Fa'asua SUEMAI. And then being Samoan, I got bestowed another name, which is from my mum's first. So I got another name, add to the rest of the other long names. So it's Faleao, Tia Imalie Fa'asua SUEMAI. So again, it's in our culture, it's about you've been chosen for a reason, and they've seen how you've grown and matured and how you've served the family. So it was first of all, I was surprised to be shoulder tapped, but a huge blessing, and I know what it comes with. So for me, it's a huge honor. So born and raised in South Auckland, New Zealand. I'm New Zealand-born Samoan. My parents moved from Samoa to New Zealand, I guess, for better opportunities, better life for the kids. I attended the school that Chris talked about. For me, I'll be biased. I think it's the greatest school in the whole galaxy, Otahuhu College. And again, I made a lot of wonderful friends, and still friends now, and brothers for life, and lots of memories, especially through rugby. Maybe the famous one is '97, where our school won the Auckland Division A first 15. I think Chris was one of your old school too, but it was huge because we were that school. We didn't have imports or the resources, or we were just brothers from the area. We just grew around. Yeah, we had maybe two guys that went on and really carved it up on the world stage, but besides that, you still need a team for everyone to shine. So those two were Ali Lautiti and Rene Ai was a captain, and so again, just brothers, you know. And even to this day, still brothers. And then after school, I went to Auckland University. At that time, I wanted to be a teacher. And then my mum passed away. My mum passed away in '96, and that was huge. I was still at school then, and I think they woke me up. I mean, but about getting serious with life and with school, but also to support my dad. So we had to grow up fast. Still didn't know how to deal with what's going on. We just I think for me, the solution was get busy, training, hang around good guys. And yeah, it wasn't until later that then you're able to release it or process what's going on. Because I just follow my old man, you know. He's just strong, never weak, and so yeah. So all those experiences and rugby, you know, I think for me and also my faith, born again Christian, you know, I've seen just men and women who just their character, and I think for me they played a big part of my life. It definitely is and continue to be a big part of my life, my faith, and it's an important piece of who I am. And then I played Otahuhu Rugby Club and top try scorer of the year. We won the Gallagher Shield, which is like the top thing back then. And again, we were in our team. Again, was probably the most famous guys would be Kevin Melamu, the first time he ever played hooker. And these are all Chris's guys anyway, or Rennie and all the some other guys, Bradley Mika, Robert Rush, just guys who went on play international. But we were like playing against the All Blacks, Ponsonby, Stack, Carlos, you name it, right from number one even to the bench. So for us, it was like, and then the underdog. No one expected us to make it that far, and then we did the impossible. 97, first 15, co-ed school. Even to this day, we were the only school, co-ed schools, to still win the top rugby club secondary school in Auckland. Even right now in club rugby in Auckland, the top level, we are still the only club in South Auckland to date that's ever won the Gallagher Shield. So, and again, I just look at how awesome God is, and and then encourage me that I can walk every day. You can be the impossible. You know what I mean? You can conquer it. And again, what helped me again is kicking with like my brother's Chris, just having that right circle of friends. A loving family. I mean, I could not fail. You know what I mean? I had no excuse, and for me to not do well. And again, it's been stages or different chapters, and I think I woke up, like I said, when I woke up when Mum passed away, I wanted to be better. I wasn't the brightest kid at school. I wasn't that academic, but I knew how important it is, and I knew it could open more doors. So I tried, and I managed to get into university through the other door. Just work a little bit harder, and I got it through another entry. And then when I was in there, and then I think I just got caught up. I don't know. I got caught up in the whole, I'm at uni. And I didn't do it. I play pool table, go movies. I took it for granted. And then another wake-up call when in community, something went down in my own backyard, similar to what we're experiencing today. And then I got shoulder tapped to work with one of the best youth workers who's like a second dad to me, Alan Va'a, Sally Paya, and to do the impossible in our community that's stereotyped and renowned for it's nothing good comes out from where I'm from, which is from Otara in South Auckland. But again, they don't live there. Media can say that there, but they don't live. They have never been. They don't experience what we experience. That's my home. My family are there. My friends are all there. So we took it upon ourselves. Now, man, we're gonna change the narrative. We're gonna be the impossible. We're gonna encourage our young kids so they can go and just look outside their four walls. So again, through sports, we just use sports. Tag, volleyball. We use we did a thing called Boys and Girls Club. We picked them up at night and we just go all over Auckland where it's free. The beaches were free. The tunnels, because remember the tunnels over Bastion Point? That was for free. At night time, we're trying to get to Sky City, but that wasn't for free. We're trying to get a Fortunas, but okay, we're gonna get some fish and chips down at Surrey Craze, which is one of the take our South Auckland kids, just get them out of their box, go over the Harbour Bridge. Like it was a big deal for them, like, oh wow. And then because we got this image, our kids just feed off media. We got to be gangster. We got to talk this way. We have to look tough. We have to talk a certain way. But I guess for me, no, you don't have to be there. You can just be you, be real. But I think before being real, being you, they have to be happy.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a journey of your own identity, and then that's when you find out what do you really want, what do you really want to pursue. So yeah.
That's that's awesome, Tia. Like, man, just hearing you sharing that, like coming from a place where it's looked upon as a place where nothing comes out of.
Yeah.
And then being a teenager back then for yourself, seeing all that stuff, but then what you were able to do through sport, as in Otahuhu College. I remember as a young kid, I think I was like 15, and I watched this thing on the news where it had you guys and you were singing Shosa, Losa, like I remember watching it, I was like, whoa, like, you know, who are these guys? You know, I was watching it at that time, and to see you guys go on to win the Auckland Championship, you know, it was definitely, because I live out in the West. I live out in the West, so it was definitely encouraging, you know, seeing what you guys did. And it definitely, to be honest, it stirred up something in my heart when I was at that age, you know, what you guys did. You know, so it did inspire a lot of young people. And then even just hearing from you, sharing about what you did with your rugby club. And, you know, Tia's is such a humble man. You know, but, you know, when he said that top try scorer, it's top try scorer in all of Auckland. You know, it wasn't just his club, it was all of Auckland. You know, and that's a great, you know, feat in itself. But you know, just love hearing, you know, what you shared. And we're going to touch a little bit more on what you spoke about in regards to, you know, with Ellen and what he's doing a little bit later in our podcast, because it's really relevant to what's happening now. But there's a cool story I remember you telling me about when you made Manu. For those of you that are watching, Tia played test for Manu Samoa. They took him around the world. But to get to that place, there was a story behind that. I only feel cool to share it also.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, brother. I want to acknowledge Mooney. He's one of our old coaches. Chris Stowe, he passed on maybe last year, the year before. So coming out of Odu College, so if I can take you back, coming out of Odu College, I played flanker.
Wow.
You know, and then we played 19s flanker. But, you know, at that time, I wasn't growing big. I wasn't a really gym. I was just maybe fit and quick with my main weapons. But I think mentally, like I just said, that David and Goliath attitude, like I will tackle anyone, you know. And then my nickname in rugby was Melee, because I was that guy that would get in the ruck, and I was that guy who will come out with the ball, or I was that guy that will tackle two people at once, or, you know, even though they're double my size, but, you know, that was mentality. And again, it goes back to my father, you know, it goes back to the impossible of where I come from. So I've always had that I can, you know, so, and it got, obviously over time, it just, like we talk about and then you realize that the mental is huge. It's powerful when you have that mental belief, self-belief, huge. So come to the seniors. I was the smallest flanker. I was a small thing. All these other big fellas, I was getting, oh, sure. When we split up into and that time at Otahuhu, we had nearly 80 guys trying to go for this top team. They play for under Mooney and all the 80 guys. It was probably one of the peak times for Otahuhu rugby, rich history. And then how I changed position, the coach, Mooney, we had the old coach, Trevor Snooks, we had on the line. After all the training, you wanted to go on the line, we did a sprint. And guess who came first? Or up there. So, so I blitzed. I wanted, you know, and maybe I was second place, but still, you know, I was a flanker. So the first trial was against, we went up north. So I was just happy I was buzzing that I got, you know, where I got into the trial, 2 least trial. And then I didn't try the flanker. I got put on the wing by Mooney.
Wow.
I played the whole game, maybe, I forgot. I think I scored like 4 or 5 tries. And then here's another story, because I didn't know, but when Mooney, before he passed away, you know, rest in peace to Mooney, he told me that Northland wanted to sign me straight away after that club game. The Northland EPC at that time, the head coaches wanted to sign me. I didn't know. And he told the coaches that this is his first time playing wing. He's never played wing before. And this is like way after. This is probably like over 20 years ago when they told me. So, you know, that added to the story. And then that year in 2000, well, I was just winger, and I just scored tries, run off, and just learned how to play a winger. But mentality, even though I was on the wing, but mentality was that flanker. I will still run through you. No one can come through me. Yeah. You know, I still had that. I still missed the contact. You know, but as a winger, you just got to finish. So again, it comes natural because, you know, at home, after school, on our street, we will play touch till midnight because, you know, we just play on the road. And for me, that I just play with my neighbors. play touch, footwork, you know. So for me on the wing, I just thought, oh, this is too easy.
Yeah.
But that was, but that, you know, you just didn't know like what you have. You
Yeah.
just sometimes you can take for granted your ability because then you feel oh, it's too easy, you know. But that was being young, you know what I mean? Being a new position winger, I felt like, oh, I'm not doing any work, but I was scoring tries, and yeah. So and then to the story, because when you talk about the food, so fast forward the same year, end of the season, I got called into the Auckland Bees because our main wingers got injured, and I've never been in Auckland rep before.
Wow.
Maybe at schoolboys I got named, but I got injured. I couldn't get so. But that was as a flanker. At schoolboys 97, I got named in the Auckland secondary schools, but I couldn't. I was out of the. I broke my arm, and then so back to 2000. After training or whatever, playing touch with guys, eating chop suey and rice, probably some pig head as well. Check a couple of taro pieces too. That was probably breakfast.
Protein, eh?
Oh yeah. And then and then my cousins came over. They said, "Hey, Ted, we need numbers. They're looking for players to play against the Manu." Oh, sweet. You know, I'm still on the high. You know, playing the season in 2000. Went to the park, packed. I think it's in Mangere, Aorere Park. So packed. And I probably took longer to try and find a car park than playing the actual game. Because I think I was there for the second half because they opened it up. I think the Manu team they needed warm-up games, of course. So when I got on the field, when I finally got a chance, and then they kicked off. And I think at that time they had the main team on. So they played early on, and let the other guys run. They had the strong team on. So I remember this, and I'll never forget it because it's one of those memories you'll always cherish where, just the impact they had. So they kicked off. I think I caught the ball on the 22. It was a deep kickoff. And then just step, swerve. It went all the way through.
Far out.
And then they kicked off again. Step, forward, draw and pass. And then after that quarter, I just had a quarter. After that, on my way to the car, the managers came up and asked me who I am. But the boys, Sika and them, they were all in the team. Look, Lamu, they all knew that's Tia. He's got to come. So, and then, I thought, whatever, Again, in my thinking that I was never good enough, that I would never make that level, international level. Like as a kid growing up in New Zealand, the dream was always to play for the All Blacks because you're surrounded. Like that was what was sold to us, what was portrayed on TV in there. But then the manager came. He said, "Here's the training." I went to the training. Peter Fatialofa, rest in peace. He was one of the main coaches. He was a technical advisor. We did a couple of drills, fitness drills. And then, because they've been training ages, and I just go, and then I did whatever I did. I just put in my best foot in. And then at the end of it, got the ticket. You're coming with us on the tour.
Wow.
I told my dad, as you know, Waterfalls, the family was huge, and it was the first time, and you probably can relate to this, Chris. It was the first time, and the boys too, that my dad, everything that I've done, like. I was working, serving at church, I'm doing volunteering, winning rugby, doing okay. But even all that, doing really well there, my dad, this is the first time my dad said that I love you.
Wow.
I'm proud of you. So that's why I'll never forget that experience. Even just that point for me, that was a highlight. Not even the tour, not even playing, not even putting on the jersey, because when I heard those words, I can put on any jersey, but it's who it's on the jersey and who you represent. And then for me, I don't need a jersey to make me feel who I represent.
Yeah.
Or as long as I always in here and in here, my dad said that I love you, I'm proud of you. That's all I needed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's such a powerful story, man. That's why I always think about that story. Because I know the impact that it made for me on that day you shared it with me, and it always reminded me about staying ready, for opportunities when they come knocking. Because opportunities are not going to come and wait in your garage or wait in your driveway for you to get in. When it comes, if you're not in, it's going to go, but you just took your opportunities. And that's what I love about you also, and always encouraging, is that you step out, and you step out of faith, and you take the opportunities in front of you and you run with it. And but just even what you shared just before that, because for those that are watching, if you picked up what Tia was saying, he grew up in South Auckland. He came from a school that was looked down upon, and also, he lost his mum at a young age. And Tia could have easily went and joined gangs. He could have easily went down another way, but he used all of those experiences to grow from it. And what a powerful story. So that's why I really wanted you to share who is Tia SUEMAI, because there are many people in Melbourne, they only see you as Tia Karis or Tia this, but I want them to know who you are because of your story. Your greatest asset is your story. No one can ever take that away from you. And then the lessons that we can learn from that story, your story, is so powerful that it's going to bring change and transformation to those that are watching now and those that are listening. Thank you, Tia. We're going to move on to our next question, and that is more to do with, because you did a bit of coaching as well. So you're doing coaching right now as well. If you can touch a little bit on that, but also if you can also transition into your passions now with Karis and and all of that. And I know that the audience would love to see, because it's been a progression. And
Yeah. Thanks, Chris. I think with the rugby, it's been an extension of what I'm doing now. So, Karis Mentoring is a Pacifica Youth Services where one, we mentor Pacifica, we run mentoring programs, we run leadership, we run what do you call it? We just mobilize our community and support young people what they want to achieve. And again, they need tools. And I know Chris and the team are all over that stuff as well. So that's what we do in a nutshell. But I think the vision has always been the same. The vision has always been in me, because I've been groomed and because I've been exposed to like you say, Chris, with where I grew up in my environment. There's a saying that people say that you're a product of the environment. But for me, for me, I reckon I don't really believe it. I just say I'm a product of my family. Whatever environment that you're in, they will influence you, but I still believe you're still a product from your family. And there's a lot more in there. But I just for me that like you can be in any environment, whatever status of your community, and then but you are a product of your family. You are whatever. I'm a huge believer in that. So it was setting up Kara was to do what I enjoy. Was my first love was helping young people. When I realized want to be a professional rugby player, and then when I started working and seeing the impact of doing youth work, and I thought, oh man, and you see the transformation in young people's life and the impact and the and making them happy, but most of all they found a purpose like that. For me, that was my calling. I just knew right then, like this is my calling and what I'm doing now. I'm in my purpose. So Kairos is that vehicle where we are doing our purpose, we're in our calling, and we're doing what we always wanted to do, which is to not only just to help, support, but to elevate our young Pacific people to be better. Let's break boundaries that increase the tent. I mean, let's break the stereotype. Like you can be whatever you want to be, and I truly believe that with hard work, absolutely. But you still got to put in the yards, and you still got to overcome and deal with whatever situation you're in. But you keep going, And I think that's our message is simple, and it's that resilience builds character. And in your character, you can if you're standing on solid rock, you're all good. I mean, and you're gonna lead. You're gonna have pit stops. You're gonna have downfalls, and that's where your family, your support, all that to come and wrap around you. So you got that wraparound support, and then you also got that community support. So part of that coaching rugby at Brimbank, coaching rugby at Brimbank was again the opportunity to grow our community, to strengthen a community that didn't exist with a senior team.
Yeah.
So adding the seniors to the juniors already, good foundation, just again, just brings their whole more of a family. And also it gives the young boys, something to aim for, like a little bit closer. Yeah, it
Yeah.
may not be the Rebels, it may not be the Wallabies, but okay, I'm 16, I'm 18. Oh yeah, I want to get into the seniors, but you need good role models. So for
Yes.
me, over the 20 years working in community and mentoring, all I know there's no magic formula. All young people want to see that you are a model to them, that how you
Amen.
live your life, how you speak, whatever you do, they copy that, especially if
Amen.
they look up to you. And the reality is that a lot of the young people, we get, we easily open up to superstars, which is great, and to people already up there or people that are high profile hip hop artists, and I get that. And of course, they've done the yard, so of course. But for me, I think it's important that as young men, that you still have the smarts to still check the facts. That you're
Amen.
not easily influenced. That do their values match my values? Do I know what my values are? If it's hard work, cool. Is it about being healthy? Cool. You know what I mean? Like work ethics. You know what I mean? The extras, the unseen stuff.
Amen.
Am I the same in training? Working hard, discipline. Am I the same in my home? Doing my bed. Giving everything to mom and dad. I'll do the dishes. Like we just work hard because it blesses you. It all comes back to you.
Amen.
And I really believe there is no rest period. There is no I'll save myself for that. If you do that, then it just shows your character. And like
Amen.
for me, I keep it simple in coaching. One, the non-negotiables is that you just listen to the coach.
Yeah.
Number two, is speak life. And number three, like everyone here is a leader. I
Yeah.
don't lead sheep.
Yeah.
I lead lions.
Yes.
A sheep is not a leader of lions. When you have a sheep leading lions, lions become sheep because
Yeah.
of their character, because of their physical nature. They're soft,
Mm.
gentle lions. You just follow because if that's your leader, then that's where you're gonna be. But if you're a lion and you're leading a flock of sheep, the sheep will turn into lions
Amen.
because they know the character, they know the nature, the physical. They're not the sheep that look at that. Oh, I don't have a jaw. I'm not strong. When you're led by a lion, when you know who your leader is, man, it's that mental toughness. Is that switching this on? Oh, I can. So there's no excuses about your environment. No excuses about what I mean, being like training. Because if you really want to be at a place where you want to go, you'll get there. If you
Amen.
really want a job, you will find any job to support
Amen.
your family. You just got to start somewhere and then just keep going. Yeah. And then
Wow.
the reality is that I know that you guys boys, you got the best mentors around you because in their field they specialize. They know that's why you're in the best care. I think for me it's just adding on value and speaking from my experiences and even what we're doing here in our backyard here in Brimbank. So I think um, all those things, your passions. You still got to do your yards. If you're school, then represent. Just give it your best. And if the school doesn't work out, you always know there's other ways to get to their goal. But you still got the big goal. But you still got other steps to get through. So again, that's about you mapping it out, your pathways, year 11, year 10, whatever it look like. You know what I mean? Like you gotta take hold of your destiny, boys. Not mom and dad. Mom and dad are doing their role. It's up to you where you want. Mom and dad will drive you wherever you want for your training in there. Yeah, but you gotta take it upon yourself as men now. Not as boys, but as young men to step up. Okay, so that's my encouragement to you, only because that was how I was kind of trained in the environment that I was in. I was never a person that spoke up. I wasn't encouraged to speak up in my culture. It was just do what I say. You just do it. You don't talk back. So I get the culture lit, but I still believe it's all still character. There's going to be a season where you will have to speak up, where you will be
Amen.
teaching the same values, because they all play a part of your identity and who you are as a person. So what you're going through now, if you're going through hard times now, boys, that's the best times to grow. You're in the
Yeah.
best place to grow, man. Because you're gonna get better, get sharper, get stronger. Hey, because you know what pain feels like when you fail or when you going through a crisis or a hard time, you will grow because you want to get better. The easiest is when you sitting up here and just cruising, you know what I mean? All good. You got to catch up to me. You're only as good as your last game. If you get to the top, where else are you going to go? You know what I mean? So there's always other ways. If it's not physically, it's mentally. It's about community service. It's about family. How are you and your family, brothers and sisters? You know what I mean? You got to be an all-round person, not just one. Because when that curtain stops, when your curtain stop playing, pursuing, you didn't put all your eggs into one basket. You already have mapped out. Oh, I got my white card. I can work. I've got my construction card. I've got my certificates. I've got my VCE. I've got my NCA, or I've got my VCAL. Like you, because you've done it. You're really prepared, the best. Yeah. So like I said, I'm just adding on value, adding on to what you've already been given, boys.
That's man, that's awesome, Tia. That's such great takeaways there. Everything that you said, and for those that are watching, young people, even parents, and that, it's important that you take these takeaways, and then the key thing is applying what Tia has shared. Because sometimes we listen, but then where transformation doesn't happen is because we don't apply it. But from what Tia shared there, definitely you're hearing from someone who's been in the game for a very long time. South Auckland, and then even into Melbourne, is carrying on the legacy of the great Ellen Va'a and everything they were doing back home into this community, and it's really, really important, and especially in light of what happened last week, and we send our love and our deepest condolences to the Tau Whiungaki family, and to our brother Solo, soul rest in peace, Toko, we're here. And, we will honor your memory, and that with what we are doing now as a collaborative, as a community.
Yes.
And I love what you shared here, because we'll finish off with you just giving your final three, just final 3 points. If you're talking to directly to them in front of you right now. But before that, I love what you shared, because we have no excuse. We never know. And one thing I love Tofina, I remember watching Tofina sharing he was sharing on I forgot what platform it was, but he shared about how his grandparents came from the islands with limited English, and then was able to achieve what they achieved. And I share that with some of the young people too. I say that my grandma, so rest in peace. I remember her only English that she knew was yes. And when she was able to raise 5 boys, and then have 32 grandchildren, and now doing what doing. So even with the small English, but for us that's been born in New Zealand or Australia, we can read, we can write, we speak more English than our grandparents, and so we have no excuse. If they were able to achieve all that they did, and our parents for all that they did with a little bit of English that they knew, how much more then we should be as young people growing up in New Zealand, Australia, the opportunities that we have, to be able to achieve, more. But like you mentioned before, a lot of our programs and a lot of our community are under-resourced. We're saying, hey, we can make greater impact, not just for our community, but for community as a whole. If we had a lot more backing. And so, Tia, man, if you just share a little bit on that, but then also just your final 3 points from the master himself, the master. I call it the Eminem, a master of mentoring. If you can touch a little bit about on that, just what you want to encourage the community to do in light of what's happened, and how we can work together. But then also just your final 3 points, just to encourage the young people.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. I think you said it. I think on behalf of Solomon's family, they gave us the blessing to speak on their behalf.
Wow.
About the media and all that, because we see there's that's our expertise. We can look after that, and the family can look after what they need to do and get in their space. So it was important that today we did a press conference to be a voice, a strong voice, to let the media know. Stop trying to prey on the family. Stop trying to create some kind of whatever you want to create, trying to sensationalize stuff by, as they do, because the mum and dad, especially the dad, he already said it in his first interview. We love them, we forgive them, and straight away, I mean, for us, that is powerful. I mean, what dad, can say that after just what happened to his son.
Amen.
So we have to respect that, and we got to echo that, because that we know for a fact we got a lot of young people that probably don't know, directly, but have been impacted because we live in a small community where you're in Brimbank or Melton or Werribee, Tanip, because our kids, they all mix, they all congregate, they all kind of know each other. All social media plays a huge platform, and I think to honor his life, we don't want another young person in this situation. We don't want to go to another mum and dad and to hear and to see them cry. Yeah, I've done a few of that already. But it comes with the territory. If you are a youth worker, if you are a community, if one person is in your community, you just go and serve, and you just say, well, where can you support? We're just here to support.
Yeah.
And I think for me, people can look at it, where are the elders, whatever, and bless them. I think that everything has its place. You get elders and community leaders, all that. But this is, for me, I've been doing this for 20 years. Since I moved here to Melbourne, we've been here down in the West. And I mean, we have granted 7 years working in the school that the Solo comes to. I work with his brothers. I work at the rugby club. I mean, this is where you know your environment. This is what we call your ecosystem. When our kids know where they belong or the area they're from, you kind of know, you know what I mean? You got, this is your connections. This is why we call it the village response, because this is our village. Brimbank is our village, so we want to make sure that our children, our families are supported, that anything goes down, we are there to support. And if we can stop any other negative messages, that then we have to support. So our message to our people, our message to our community, especially to young people, like, we're standing together.
Amen.
We are standing together. What does it mean? I mean, we stand for what's right. We stand with the family. We stand with the mum and dad. We stand with Solo's brothers and sisters. Like, they want peace. They forgive. They love. So should we. They forgive. They love. So should we. And the other taglines that we put on there, they're from the young people that they've said is that we are one, which means what? Unity. We want peace. We are Pacifica, Tongan, Samoans, Niue, Fiji, Tokelau. I mean, there's a multiple of our Pacifica cultures here, and even our brothers and sisters, Australian brothers and sisters, our African brothers and sisters, because this is our village. Brimbank's our village, so they're our friends. And then the last one is we are Brimbank, because we wanted to show that this is our village. We are in Brimbank, so it happened in Brimbank. But then people can say, we're standing with you. We are one. We are Pacifica. We are Tainete. You know what I mean? Like, their message. We are Melton. You know what I mean? We want to, and then for us to counter the hate, where all the hate started on social media. And you young people, you have the power to speak life or speak hate. And we want to conquer hate with the key messages of unity, key messages of standing together. And I think the other piece that our young people need, they're going through stuff. Who out there that can help them? I mean, and that's important. They're going through stuff. We need to find out who's who. Our Pacific Mental Health Services, our Pacifica mentors, our Pacifica, anyone in the police, they can come and support. You know what I mean? This is what we call that wraparound or community support for those that really need it. And then you got others on the edge that need the ongoing mentoring. Once a week, they need the sports club. So it's about, again, supporting our coaches, because they have a voice. You know what I mean? they really have the voice of the young people and teachers. I mean, where our kids are at, it's important that they feel valued, that they feel happy, they're being heard. And I know that this is going to be this is the bigger picture. But I think right now we want to, this week especially, is to respect and honor the family as they prepare to farewell to their son. And then also in the last week of school, that everyone will just respect and just that just keep safe.
Amen.
Check on each other. I mean, let's eliminate the hate. If anything happens, let's make sure let the right people know, because we don't want anything to happen. So one way you can do that is, if you feel like you're the youth worker or you're doing weird, is presence. Just check with the school. The school, hey, you guys okay? I'm going to be here. I'm a parent. Look, I'm going to be here. You know what I mean? Yeah, the police are there. That's fine. But young people respect elders or people in the community that they look up to. So straight away, you diffuse a lot of tension, and and also that people can be safe. So my 3 takeaways of everything right from the beginning is number one is that like just like I said, I'm reinforcing what already been said. Like just know your calling. If you know your purpose, you got your direction, you're on your pathway. You know what I mean? Like that's where you want to aim for.
Amen.
Number 2, you got your circle of support, your real friends, your real. I mean, as long as you got real people you can reach out and talk to when things get hard. And number 3, just get active. Like just keep going.
Amen.
Like, keep going. Like that's my encouragement. Keep going, keep shining in all you do. And bless you, boys. I mean, and all of that. Hold on to your faith. I mean, get deeper, get real with it, because that's the X factor. That's the cross factor. It
Amen.
just sets you apart from everything else. So that's me, brother.
Wow, man, let's give, if you're at home, you don't give a round of applause for brother Tia. Man, it's been such a blessing also, the last, 40 minutes, just hearing from your experience. And I know that everybody that's watching this right now is blessed. And I know that they've taken a lot away in that. And Tia, man, it's such a blessing to know you, my brother. And, we stand with you. Ainama, we stand with you, brother.
Awesome,
and the rest of the other organizations out there.
Yes.
And, we pray that God will continue to open up doors. And as you step forth here into these areas, that the favor of God will be upon you, brother. And that, to make the change. And, we'll be right there beside you, on your side to back you up and everybody else. And to the Tawhewurumaki family, again, our love and condolences to you all. Yeah. And we'll do our best as Ainama to honor your memory with what we do and the spaces that we're in.
Yes.
Tia, man, we love you, brother. It just feels like we're having a cup of tea.
But
it's been such a blessing. Please send my love to Tawa and the rest of your family for releasing you to be on here. I know you've got a big schedule ahead in that, but again, bro, praying many blessings over you. Keep up the amazing work. So, and one love, bro.
Thanks, brother. Can I just quickly say thank you, brother Chris, you and your family, you, Michelle, and the whole team, Iron Armour, Marcel, Emma, and the whole entire crew. We love your work. We love your hearts. And, the impact that you guys are doing is bigger than anyone else is doing. And you guys, should be proud of what you're in. I have no doubt that God's favor will continue to bless you guys. I just want to quickly acknowledge my team. My Watawa, my executive manager, Luso Westburn, the best youth worker, brother. He is the man. And really and then also the other groups involved with Iron Armour, Pika, the Inkwa Communicate. We got and also acknowledge the other community groups, the church groups that are seeing the support to the whole family everything situation. The Kiwi Pacific store, Polybites, people that are just pouring their love to the family, but also supporting us, all of us, what we're doing. And again, a big shout out to the police. Man, they've been, in my experience, they've just been really real supportive. They've been very sensitive in communicating. So again, we got a big shout out to Victoria Police, and then also to our people. I mean, this is us. I mean, we will come out of this better and stronger. And yeah, and if we haven't learned anything now, then it just shows where you're at. So like again, like just continue to be brave, be bold, be courageous in all that you do, and everything that you do, you give it to the Lord because He will bless you more. Thanks, team.
Amen. Thank you, Tia, and we love you also. And again, once you said, just thank you to everybody involved, and praying a massive blessing over you also. And there we have it, family and friends. More than just a game this week with the man Tia SUEMAI. If you want to get in touch with him, check out the website also.
Yep, Standing Together Facebook page, and also on Twitter. We're working Instagram, but yeah, just all the info and updates will be on the Standing Together Facebook page.
Awesome, Tia. And there we have it. So tune in again next week for another episode of More Than Just a Game. But be blessed, everybody, and let's go. Well, there you have it, everybody. What an awesome time chat with the brother Tia. Thank you for dropping by and being part of our podcast. We're so blessed to hear your story, but also the wisdom and knowledge that you encouraged us with. I know that all that are watching right now would have pages and pages of notes to take away. And I just want to encourage also that we can take down the notes and listen and watch. But the key is in application. And how you're going to use what you've learned, as you move forward. And there's a saying that goes, knowledge that is learned, that is not used, remains knowledge. But knowledge that is learned and is applied is wisdom. And so that's my encouragement for everybody watching. It's not just to listen, watch, take down notes, but take the learnings and apply it. Because only through application and action, only when you action it, that transformation happens and takes place. So, again, Tia and your family and Charismatic, thank you for blessing us tonight. And we pray many blessings upon you and your organization for what you do. That's the end of our show tonight. And, we will be back again next week for another episode of More Than Just a Game. So make sure you tune in and make sure you plug in because it's going to be awesome. But thank you to everybody that's been tuning in so far over the last 12 weeks. And we wish you all the best, especially for the students that are on holiday, last week of school and on holiday next week. Be safe out there and always know that you can reach out to us at Iron Armour. It's your boy SUEMAI. Have a good night and God bless. Let's go.